Hey everybody, Pat Spielman here, founder at Uptics, and in this video, I want to get rid of some of the misinformation out there about really what Uptics is, what it does, and what it can help you with your business. I'm not by any means sitting here trying to sell you on using Uptics or anything like that, but I've seen some people get a little bit confused sometimes on what Uptics is because of some of the content I put out. Now, Uptics can do a few things. I'm going to go through those here in a second. But I put out content, and I of course have a strategy on some of the things that I'm doing. So if I'm doing content on cold outreach, that doesn't just mean Uptics is a cold outreach platform, right? I also put out content about lead nurturing, about sales automation. I also put out a lot of training, but I've got a strategy and a method to my madness. But at times people get a little bit confused about really what Uptics does and the value that it can add and stuff like that. So in this video, I want to go through some of the main things and tell you what Uptics can do, the value, a little bit of the value that, of course, that it can add, so you have a little bit more clarity about how it can help, all right? So first and foremost, of course, if you don't know me, as I said, my name is Patrick Spielman. I'm the founder at Uptics. We help B2B sales teams launch and automate sales campaigns to help them win customers faster. All right, so that's a little bit markety-ish, right? So what does that really mean? What are we doing? So the first step and the first thing that we're trying to do is help with sales process management. All right, so we're trying to help you with your sales process. The way Uptics got started, I had an outbound sales and prospecting agency, and we also did lead nurturing, a whole bunch of stuff, but I had a problem managing my sales team effectively, and I tried all the tools under the sun to manage them and build a process step by step, and we had the process built, but we were piecemealing all the tools together, right? So through that time, I learned a lot of things. I started building Uptics, of course, to solve some of the challenges I had there. So I was stitching cold outreach tools together, CRM tools together, list cleaning tools together. Any tool that you can possibly think for B2B selling, I probably stitched it together. So the biggest goal that I had with building Uptics is bringing all of that process and the journey that you bring your prospects and your customers through can be built step by step. That's really the goal with Uptics. And some of the benefits to that, right, are being able to really build a process. If you're a business owner, if you're a VP of sales, sales manager, you can focus on the high level infrastructure, the actions that you need to take that are gonna lead to sales, right? It's gonna help you with ramping sales reps, and it's gonna help you with just managing your process. So we have a sequential processing system in Uptics that you can set up, and it can assign tasks to people, it can do tasks for people, but you really got a command center for all your sales, right? Anything in terms of outbound or inbound, okay? Also, one of the other missions that I have with Uptics is helping people implement the best strategies. Okay, so here we've got our sales process, and that's handled by Uptics. But in order to implement the best sales processes, you need to know the best sales strategies, okay? So strategies fall into that. As you know, I put out a lot of content. I'm trying to help people implement the best processes and strategies. It happens to be, a growth channel for us too. It really goes hand in hand. I can teach people a lot of things because I've had some success, as maybe you know, by some of my other videos with my first business. And then my second business with the sales agency, I've learned a lot of things. I've invested in a lot of training myself, right? So ultimately, trying to help you implement the best processes. Uptics is the command center for that, and I'm trying to help you implement the best strategies. So that's one big benefit and one big thing that Uptics does that no other system out there on the planet does for you. For right now, you might be thinking, okay, that's great, sounds good. Sales process, I understand, that makes sense. So what does that actually mean? So one of the next things that we help with is nurturing. If I can spell, all right? So because I put out content on cold outreach, people think that I need another platform for nurturing, another platform for following up, and I need my CRM to do this and all this kind of stuff. And pretty soon you got a million different products, right? And I'm not necessarily trying to build an all-in-one everything, right? But there's certain things that we can do inside the Uptics platform to help you reduce your tech stack. And lead nurturing is one of these. So one of the ways that we do that is with a concept called smart lists. So if you don't know what smart lists are in Uptics, basically it's an automated lead segmentation system, right? That you can use to generate and automate any sales process that you want. It could be an automated message, or you could be generating a step-by-step task for somebody to complete. so you can really control your lead nurturing process. If you haven't watched my video on our outbound prospecting strategy using our reverse sales funnel, I'll put a link up above. That'll give you a little bit more information about really the best lead nurturing strategy, okay? But the way that we help with lead nurturing is with automated and dynamic enrollments to either completely automate your nurturing or schedule your sales team or yourself tasks to make sure that you never forget to nurture and follow up with any sort of prospect whatsoever. The other piece to nurturing is we're not just nurturing leads, okay? So here you got leads, but what's even more important than leads, right? Deals. So we're also helping you nurture and manage your deals, all right? And there's ways that we can do it. We can do the same thing with leads as we can do with deals. So every step of your deal structure and your pipeline, we can help you completely drive the bus on all the actions you need to take to make sure to push your deals through your pipeline. So lead nurturing, super, super important. Number 3, cold outreach. Obviously, you know that I put out a lot of training on cold outreach. People are addicted to cold outreach. So I'll confess, I use cold outreach as the flashy object syndrome that helps get people into the top of my funnel. Because I know people are addicted to cold outreach, even more than nurturing leads. And again, if you haven't watched my reverse sales funnel video for outbound prospecting, I had it linked up above. Go check that out. It's for lead nurturing. But I know people are addicted to cold outreach. So to get people into my funnel, I flash the shiny objects. Now, to my detriment, people naturally think that Uptics just does cold outreach. So you can do cold email. You can schedule LinkedIn tasks. We did not build full LinkedIn automation. As you know, there's tons of changes in that world. We actually did build it. We decided not to put it in the platform. You can do cold calling, you can do SMS, right? You can manage any sort of manual task with your cold outreach. You can manage your process, ultimately. So it's a really, really good platform to do that. We've got a lot of really cool things for cold outreach to help with like email deliverability. We've got a spin tax feature. There's a lot of different things that we have for cold outreach. All right, so cold outreach is definitely one of them. Number 4, all right, so I also often get asked and say, hey, what CRM do you run? I don't run any other CRM other than Uptics. Uptics is an early stage software startup, all right? There will be a day where I'll probably have HubSpot in addition to Uptics, right? When I'm doing, I do a lot of marketing stuff, you know, with advertising and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I could use a system like HubSpot or Salesforce to help me with that. But right now we're an early stage startup and I'm not gonna complicate things. I don't need an extra CRM because Uptics is a lightweight CRM. You can do a lot of the things in Uptics that you can do with some of these other CRMs. Where you'd maybe want to consider a different CRM is if you have different departments and you need to funnel that information into a really, really robust CRM to help manage your other aspects of the business. But most of you don't need that, okay? It's usually the mid-level to enterprise customers that need a big CRM. A lot of times you can get away with using a product like Uptics. So to recap, Uptics is not just a cold outreach system, right? It's not just a CRM. It's not just a lead nurturing system. It is a system to help you with your sales process, inbound and outbound, right? And I'm here to help you implement the best selling strategies given my background and what I've done in B2B sales. All right, so that's really Uptics in a very big nutshell. All right, so there's a good chance if you're using a cold outreach system, a lead nurturing system, a CRM system, and you know, there's a lot of other tools that go into power dialers, you know, email verification systems, all that kind of stuff. There's a good chance that you can consolidate all of that into one platform, and depending on the size of your business, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. But as I mentioned, if you're a bigger company and you've got multiple departments and you know things are moving all over, Uptics might not be the best solution for your CRM management. That doesn't mean we can't do cold outreach, doesn't mean we can't do lead nurturing, doesn't mean I can't help you implement the best sales processes that you possibly could to help you win customers faster. All right, so that's a little bit about Uptics. I hope this helped clarify a few things. I'm not gonna do any sort of screen share or anything like that. I'm not really here to show you a demo of Uptics or anything. I just really wanted you to understand some of the things that Uptics can help you with and the key differentiators that separate us from systems like that just do cold outreach, right? That don't have a CRM, or systems that are a CRM that don't do cold outreach and lead nurturing really well if you're doing a lot of manual tasks. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And of course, I'd love for you to check out Uptics if you haven't yet. We have a 14-day trial, so go ahead, sign up. If you have any questions, we're here to help. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.